Hello friends, Hattie from Honeybee Stampers here. Today is Thursday. It's the second Thursday in February, and today is the 10th of February, and it is our online workshop for Honeybee Stampers. So I believe I'm in the right spot. I have a couple things I want to share before we get started. And then as you can see here, Calming Camellia, this is the stamp set that I'm going to be featuring today. I did a little poll with you to find out what was your favorite. Did you like that I use one stamp set or one product and I just show you some samples with that? Or do you like a lot of different ones? And I think the consensus was that you like to see more projects with one product. So that's what we're going to do today. All right, let me just hop on my computer so that I can also see comments if there's any comments that come through or any questions. Before we get started today, I want to do a couple reminders. Since today's the 10th of the month, Paper Pumpkin is an online subscription, or it's a subscription that happens monthly, and it's an all-inclusive kit that you can purchase. And if you are interested in this month's kit, you have to sign up for it by the 10th of this month. So today's the 10th, so today's the deadline. Just wanted to remind you of that. And then also, hi Nan, good afternoon. Thanks for hopping on. And then also I still have some spots left for the birthday box bingo. That's happening at the end of the month. You're gonna get a kit that creates 8 cards, 4 of each of these. And there's gonna be all kinds of other great goodies happening in bingo, and the prizes are amazing. So speaking of prizes, I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at one of the prizes, but also it's an actual sneak peek for some new product that's coming out in the next annual catalog. So let me grab it. So it's called Waves of Inspiration. So here is the stamp set. It's so pretty. I absolutely love the sentiments. I love the way they look, and I love what they say. And then there's also a coordinating die. So here's the die that coordinates with it. You see these beautiful waves here, and I love the stitched label. Got some clouds, some birds, and then also you don't have to fussy cut that out. It'll cut out for you. So this is a bundle that's coming out. It's going to be available in the next catalog, and it's available right now to demonstrators. If you love it so much you have to have it right now, then you can actually put it on a starter kit order as well. But it's available to demonstrators right now, and then next month it'll come out for the customers to be able to purchase. There's also some designer series paper that's part of this. So I'm just going to kind of go through and show you this beautiful paper. So the artists at Stampin' Up! Actually they poured paint to create this designer series paper. Beach is your happy place? Nan, that's awesome. I think beach is a lot of people's happy place for sure. And this is beautiful. It looks like, it definitely looks like water, and just the whole theme goes together really well. So here are the pieces. I was sharing with my team the other day that there are some bubbles in this DSP, and I have an issue with bubbles. So, and I've already forgotten the name of that syndrome where you just like get grossed out by a bunch of clusters of little bubbles. Yeah, I have that issue. My sister does too. If she watches this, she's gonna be like, why are you telling my business? But anyways, so this is the paper. As you can see, it is gorgeous. The colors are so bright and vibrant. So you can imagine that that's going to go really well with that bundle. Now this paper is only while supplies last, so you're not going to see this carrying over into the next catalog. So it is only while supplies last. It's 12 by 12, as you can see. The other one, the other product that's part of this collection are these beautiful foil sheets. So they're just different colors of blue. Okay, so there's 2 sheets of that darker blue, 2 sheets of this lighter blue, and then 2 sheets of this silver. So very beautiful foil paper that's also part of it. And then last but not least is the Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels. So they're beautiful. They've got all different shades of blue, and then they've even got a little bit of green in there. So I love this. You guys will be seeing this as part of door prizes for our bingo at the end of the month. So make sure that if you haven't signed up for it, that you do. It is in person, and it's at the Stampin' Up! Studio, the Honeybee Stamper Studio in Sumter, South Carolina. Okay, so let's talk about Calming Camellia. We'll get started. Calming Camellia is this beautiful it's not photopolymer, it's real red, okay? It's the cling stamp, so you can't see right through it, but it is part of a host promotion that's going on during Sale-A-Bration. So Sale-A-Bration, as you all know, is this catalog here, and you get free stuff based on what you purchase or how much you purchase. But at the very back on page 17, you'll see this stamp set right here. It's a free host set. And the way that you can earn this for free is if your order totals $300 or more. And so typically hosts do that where they invite their friends and then they can gather the orders together and get this. Some people just really love Stampin' Up! And they know they splurge on it during Sale-A-Bration because they can get all this other free stuff and they earn that as well. So I'm going to show you some cute projects with this Calming Camellia. The first thing I want to show you is a super simple card. I'm not going to stamp this one because I did this as a part of an online workshop. That was a private workshop that I could definitely do for any of you. And I just showed you how you could take the stamp and ink it up and just stamp it on one of our note cards. This is our very vanilla note card. And then just punch this out, add a little bit of ribbon to the back. And if you wanted, you can add some coordinating gems, love that, and create these very simple note cards. So the colors that you see here are part of the In Color collection. That's the most recent in colors that came out. So this particular card is the Fresh Freesia, and all I did was ink and paper, stamps, ink and paper, and that card is done and it's beautiful. Same with this one. This is the Polished Pink. Okay, and then here is the Pale Papaya, one of my favorite colors. So these are the new in colors, and I just wanted to show you that if you just stamp, ink, paper, maybe a few embellishments if you wanted to, you can create some really beautiful cards. So that is the first sample I want to show you. The second sample, I'm telling you, this page really caught my eye when I was looking through the catalog. I love all of the samples that they show here, this one in particular. So I'm going to start with this one because it's probably the coolest technique I've seen in quite a while. I am going to bring that card out. It is a slimline card. It looks like this. And can you see how there's a little bit of white shading there? That is because we use some of our white ink to create that. So if you saw this card in the catalog and you thought, oh my gosh, that's beautiful, like I did, then I'm going to show you how to put it together. So the slimline cards are those longer cards. They're definitely in style right now. And we even carry these new slimline envelopes. And they've got some pretty decoration on the other side so that your card can fit inside of there. So I'm going to show you how to create actually just a regular card. So here's the card. I went with a different color. You can actually use any color in our Stampin' Up! Collection to create the most beautiful cards. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. The base of it is Misty Moonlight. I hope I have all the tools that I need with me today. Okay. Grab this bone folder. Bone folder always makes the crease so much better. Okay, so what you're going to do is stamp this big stamp here in the same color. So let me actually grab that. Need some grid paper too. Okay, so we're going to take our Misty Moonlight, and this is Misty Moonlight ink. We're going to start by stamping the big flower on there. This is a distinctive stamp, so you don't want your ink pad to be too juicy because then all the detail won't show up. Let me come up into the camera a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp one flower right here. Ink it up again. I'll stamp one down here. And you honestly cannot go wrong with this stamp at all. It is just so pretty. One up here, and then we'll do one more to the side. Hi, Rhonda. Just like that. Okay, so you can see that we've got some color on color here. Now what you're going to do, which is like so cool, I'm taking an acrylic block and I'm going to take our Whisper White ink. It's our craft ink, and it's a refill that you can use to refill the ink pad. This is a sticky white ink, and it's nice and thick, so it lays right on top of your paper. We're also going to need a blending tool. So I'm going to use our Stampin' blender pen, and let's see here. I'm just going to make sure there's no color on it. You can just kind of rub it on a piece of paper, make sure there's no color. There's a solution inside of this that's made of glycerin, and it allows you to glide color onto your projects and to watercolor that way. How it also allows you to add this white ink onto your image. So I'm just going to go over the flower petals. And the cool thing is this white ink is also going to absorb just a little bit because of the blender pen into the paper. And so the image that you stamped, all of that detail from the stamp itself is actually going to still shine through. So the petals are going to pop out looking white, and then you're also still going to have some of that detail from the flower. And you honestly cannot go wrong. You can make this as dark or as light as you want it to be. Oops, like I put a lot of white ink right there. I won't color all of this to just save some time. I just want to show you how this goes on. Okay, maybe a little bit more here, and then I'll finish the rest of it off screen and share with you guys the finished product, even though you can see it over here on the left. Okay, so can you guys see the difference there? You've got, and as it continues to absorb a little bit, it's really going to show up nicely. So you've got a little bit of pops of white where the petals are. Okay, so that's how you create. If you're wondering how they created that, that's how you do it, with a blender pen and some white craft white ink. Okay. Now that we've done that, I actually, when I first designed this, I started off with a lighter blue color across here, and it just didn't stick with me. So I really liked this one better. I added some smoky slate to the bottom, because you'll see here, this is actually our soft succulent paper, and then this strip under here is mint macaron. So they're two different colors, but they complement each other really well. Okay, let me see if I can grab my other pieces out of here. We're going to stamp the sentiment, also in the Misty Moonlight. And this is just one of the labels from the Tasteful Labels dies, which I reach for all the time. There's a variety of them in there, and they just look great. And then we've got some smoky slate ribbon here. It's really thick ribbon. And I didn't even grab my scissors. Hold on. I knew I was going to forget something. So we've got some smoky slate. I'm just going to snip off a couple edges here. A couple pieces of that. And I'm going to fold them in half. I'm going to use my glue dots to adhere them together. So grab a glue dot off of here, and I'm just going to stick it on the end, and I'm going to fold that in half. Happy Thursday, Linda. Thanks for joining. Going to add a little bit there as well. Okay, so now we've got those two little loops. I'm going to take some of this glue, or this glue dot, and I'm going to add it to the sides again, or the edges. And I'm just going to place it on here, like that. There we go. Same with this one. Okay, so you'll see with the original, it's got that little loop on the side, and then essentially the back of it are just two ribbons that are crossed over each other to make it look almost like a bow. Okay. Now I am going to, I don't have my smoky slate piece here, but just imagine that I did. And I'm going to actually take a strip of ribbon and stick it on the bottom here. I'm going to just add it with a glue dot. These glue dots are really strong. You could use liquid adhesive if you want to, but sometimes the liquid adhesive will kind of show through, and it might be a sticky mess, so you don't want that. So I'm just going to place it right there. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop this up. And this card's almost done. Pop those off of there. I'll go back and color the rest of the flowers white. I just didn't want to spend all my time on here coloring. There we go. We'll add some pretty pearls. These are our Pearl Basic Jewels. These are oldies but goodies. You can actually color the pearls any color you want them to be using our Stampin' Blends markers, so that's always great. I'm just going to add a couple pearls right here using... I find that this is so much easier to grab our embellishments than what I was doing before. I used to use our scissors, and there's some putty on the tip of this Take Your Pick tool, and you can just grab those embellishments off of there. Okay, so that is the finished card. I'll actually bring up the finished card. So here's the sample that's in the catalog. And then here is my version of it that's not a slimline card. So cute. And I even use that little gray ribbon and some pearls, and that's it. So if you do the slimline card, definitely check out the slimline envelopes that are available in the catalog. Thank you, Linda. I do love that ribbon behind it as well. It's so pretty. Okay, let me clean this off, and we're going to move into our next project. So our next project was inspired by another demonstrator. Her name is Michelle Last, and she created some beautiful cards by making a background using the stamp. So this stamp, if you just stamp it all over a piece of paper, is going to create the most beautiful, beautiful backgrounds that you can use on things. So let's grab some of those out of here. So I just made a couple of them to show you. So we've got this one right here. This is actually, which color is this? Highland Heather cardstock, and then Gorgeous Grape on top. Now, if you were to stamp Highland Heather on top of Highland Heather, it would still look fantastic. The Gorgeous Grape just gives it a little bit of a deeper color. So you can see that this is Misty Moonlight on top of Misty Moonlight, and that's beautiful, right? Same with this one. This is color on color. But this is just using two different colors to really make the background pop. And then here's another one that I grabbed and did. This is Coastal Cabana cardstock and Bermuda Bay ink. So look at that. How beautiful are those backgrounds? Now I'm going to show you another one and how I created these. So I'm going to take that same stamp that we just used, and then this time this is Sahara Sand cardstock, and then we're going to use some Mary Merlot. I mean, really the color combinations are endless. You could do all kinds of things. Night of Navy looks great on some of these lighter colors as well. Okay, so all I did was start in the corner and stamp down. Okay, so now you've got this. You could actually just create a card using this all by itself. Just so pretty. And then we're going to ink it up again, and then I'm just going to turn it a little bit and stamp down, and it's okay if it overlaps. Overlapping is good. So then we'll ink it up again, make sure you got good coverage on your stamp, and I'm going to stamp right in here, again overlapping to make sure that things are covered. And we'll ink it up again and just kind of keep going around your paper. Let's come down this way. And then we've got a little bit of space here, so let's cover that. There's that one. And right in there. Okay, so there's this little spot. I better cover it there. Okay. Now when that dries, that's going to create just the most beautiful background. Okay, I hope you guys try that out on some of your cards. Because there's another stamp on here, and I mean, I could use this stamp for every card that I create with this stamp set, but there's this other really cool little stamp, and for some reason it reminds me of like a lemon tree or lemon branch or something. Let me clean this off and get this out of the way. I'm going to use that to create a background. Okay, stick it right there. Thank you, Rhonda. Flip this over for a second. Okay, so for this next card, I used this image to create this background here. did the same concept, and then I just highlighted it here and then put this sentiment on there. So because I've already used blue, I want to try pink. So I grabbed some other colors here. This is Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo is going to be the darker pink that we're going to use. So let me grab this image out. And we're going to take this leaf stamp and ink it up, and then do the same thing. We're just going to stamp all over this card. This stamp set is seriously the easiest stamp set to create the most beautiful things with. I only made a few cards today, but yeah, I definitely will be creating some more. And when I do, I'll share them with you guys. And honestly, since I'm covering up the middle, I don't even need to ink up all the way to the middle if I didn't want to. Okay, I love that together. I hadn't put this card together, I just did the blue one, and I thought, let me just grab another color and see how that would look. Okay, so let me stamp our focal point here. And stamp it right there. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so this right here is from our stitched rectangles, and I recommend, even though I'm not doing it right now, I recommend that if you use a die and then a word sentiment, then I recommend stamping first. Of course I don't have my stamp. I recommend stamping first and then die cutting when it's not a photopolymer. Thank you, Nan. Hold on one second, you guys. I create in one section of my studio, and then I do the video by the window so that I can get a lot more light so you guys can see it better. And so sometimes I forget things back there. Okay, so this says, "You make me smile." I'm gonna do my best to try to stamp. Let me see how it stamps first. Okay. So yeah, when it's not photopolymer, like the stamps you can see through, definitely stamp first and then die cut. Ooh, yay, I got lucky. Okay. We're gonna take this one right here, add some glue to the back. Today is such a beautiful day here in Sumter. After I get done with this video, I am actually gonna pack up and go get my little bub and take him to the park. I'm excited. That's gonna be fun. He loves to play. He loves to slide. He loves to swing. He loves it all. So, okay, we're gonna take this and stick it right here. That pink kind of fades away in the background there a little bit. That's okay. This Night of Navy definitely pops a lot more. Now we're going to take some dimensionals and stick it on the back. So I have to tell you guys a silly story. So I do have high blood pressure. That's not a silly story, but I do. And I've had it for quite some time. But anyways, I check my blood pressure at home. And yesterday while I was doing the dishes, I looked over because I heard the blood pressure cuff going off, and my little guy was checking. He's 20 months old. He was checking his blood pressure, and it was so cute. I definitely recorded it because it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. He had it on his arm and pushed the right buttons and everything. Oh my goodness. I'm just amazed at what our little ones will watch us doing and copy. Oh, Nan, that sounds like a wonderful morning. where do you guys go golfing at? Because I know here in Sumter, they just redid the new golf course. Okay, here's our pink one. I like it. Let's add some embellishments to this. We're going to bring in these gems here. Okay. One down here. And we'll do one up top. Yep, this tool, this take your pick tool, definitely allows you to pick up gems and embellishments so much easier. There we go. So that is, those are all the projects I had for you guys today. That went by a lot faster than I thought it was going to, probably because I didn't paint this entire card like I was planning. Well, this card, like I was planning on doing. But let me bring the projects in again to show you. I do have an ordering special for today. It'll last until Monday. So if you spend $50 or more, of course you're going to get free Sale-A-Bration product. If your order ends up being $75 or more, then I'm going to send you one of these Whisper White ink refills and a blender pen so that you can create these projects here. Okay, so you can recreate that. They're just the coolest things. So let me bring in, there's those two projects. I showed you guys these little samples here that I could easily create a card with. Am I in the camera? And then of course, these cards that are sweet and simple. I'll just put a couple of them out here. Oh, Deborah, they redid, so I guess there's a golf course heading towards Pinewood, and I'm forgetting the name of it now, but they actually redid it, and I haven't seen it myself, but I heard that it is absolutely gorgeous, and I heard that it's connected to the new STEM school that's here in Sumter. If anybody who lives in Sumter is listening to this and knows more information or can correct that information, then definitely comment below. I'm actually interested in learning more about that STEM school too that just opened up not too long ago. So, yeah. Thank you. That ribbon, well, this ribbon here is just a quick and easy little trick. And then this one, I love this. I actually got this idea from the catalog. So make sure that you guys case the catalog whenever you have an opportunity to. And there's always, like, look at this card. That card is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Deb. I think the technique with the white ink is the coolest thing I've seen in a really long time. I'm going to be doing that again and again. Look at this beautiful one. So we use this actually at the Sweet and Simple card class that I did last Saturday. And I'm doing a Sweet and Simple, it's an all occasions card class next month, the first Saturday of next month. So it's $25 in person and it's $25 to go if you're interested in that. I love this card too. And you know what? I probably should have recreated this one because I don't have very many cards this color. So stay tuned. You might see me hop on and show you guys this card as well because that one is just so gorgeous to me. And it's using the vellum that we're going to be using in Stamp Camp this weekend. Okay, so I love that you guys hopped on. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope you like the projects that we created. Hope it inspired you to do some projects with your Calming Camellia set. It's this one right here. If you want to find out how you can earn it, I can definitely help you with that. Grab some friends and I will do a private workshop for you, whether virtually or in person. We have until the end of February to still get this stamp set. And look at all of these great sentiments. I didn't even use all of them. Well, actually, I used them all on these cards. But beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Deborah. I'm excited to go get Sterling. He is going to absolutely love it. And we're going to go play and slide and have some fun today. All right, guys, have a great night. Don't forget the ordering special, and I'll share a host code with you guys later. You'll get a free ink and blender pen. All right, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.